This is One on One. There they are, Rafaela and Neihausen and Thom Powers, directors of the Montclair Film Festival. Good to see both of you.
Good to be here.
Now, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
The Montclair Film Festival, which will be May 1st through May 6th. Our good friend Bob Feinberg, our partner, brought us together. This is a huge event, a couple of years in the making.
Correct.
Plug it. What makes it so special? What do you got?
Well, as you said, the festival is going to take place May 1st through 6th. There's a lot of energy in Montclair to see a film festival, and Rafaela and I have a background running film festivals in Manhattan. I work for the Toronto Film Festival. And so the board that had put together the Montclair Film Festival reached out to us and said, you know, can you bring some of the contacts and experience you have for this? So that's what we're doing.
Yes, I actually serve on an honorary board with a group of other great folks in Montclair. And we should let folks know that Evie Colbert, together with, I forget her husband's name, what's it? Stephen Colbert.
I've heard of him.
Yes, we actually had a great fundraiser. A lot of money was raised by Stephen, a terrific event he did with John Alter from NBC, just one of the many events raising money for this big event. Comedy is a theme. There'll be some film having to do with comedy, no?
There's going to be lots of films. There's going to be comedy, there's going to be family films, classics, documentary. A section we're very excited about is Spotlight on New Jersey.
Spotlight on New Jersey?
Yes, we're highlighting some of New Jersey's finest new filmmakers and also films that have strong New Jersey ties and connections.
Is it not a fact that New Jersey has a disproportionate number of fabulous filmmakers?
There's, you know, we did an open call for submissions, as well as going around to festivals like the Sundance Film Festival, the Toronto Film Festival, and hand-picking some titles. And we were really blown away by the amount of material coming from New Jersey or filmmakers who grew up in New Jersey. It's quite amazing.
And you know what's interesting about this? By the way, we should let folks know that as you're looking at the site, we're not in a position to announce all the films because as we're doing this program in mid-March, it's one of those things where a lot of the schedule is set in place, but since it's not all set in place, we don't want to screw up and not, that's right? And so go on the film festival site every time you're watching the show because as new films get signed, they will be put up on there, right?
Correct. All the latest information about films, events, parties, everything is going to be on the website. And also people can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter as well.
You know, let me ask you, you know, I think about the Tribeca Film Festival, which a lot of people know with Robert De Niro and others. Film is alive, more alive than ever before. For people who sit there and I want to go sit in my house and look at the DVD on demand, it's not the same.
Well, what we think is great about a film festival is that half the experience is watching the films, but the other half of the experience is talking about them after, interacting with your community. You know, we think film is an experience that should be shared with an audience, not at home alone.
Let's describe what's going to be like for folks, because there have been some events that you've had leading up to the film festival. I should let folks know that there have been a whole range of educational events, and we've had an event up at the Iris, I call it the Iris Gardens, which is a wonderful place in Montclair. By the way, Montclair is one of these towns where we have just an incredible number of really talented people, and so many have been on one-on-one. I feel like so many of the folks in Montclair are artistic and talented. There's nothing against the other great towns in the tri-state region. But at the Iris Gardens, there was an open, we had last summer, there was a film, what was it, why am I drawing a blank on it? Was it The Sound of Music?
They had The Sound of Music as part of Montclairissimo. It's a free summer series, which will be back again this year after the festival. We will be having more films as part of that.
Outside film, you know what that reminded me of? A great film I saw a while back, Cinema Paradiso.
Yes.
Remember, right?
One of my top 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Without even saying it, I knew that. I didn't want to get into that film because it made me cry. Cinema Paradiso, where they showed the film against the wall in this little southern Italian village. Never mind, I'm not going to go into that. But it brings people together. It brings a community together. But not everyone's going to be from Montclair, right?
No. I mean, one of the things we're hoping for is really to get other people to come and experience Montclair. So many of our filmmakers, which we can't announce yet, but they're from places outside of Montclair, and they will be participating in the festival. And part of the format of the festival is many of the films will have a conversation with the filmmaker after the film. So it's really a chance to both see the film and take part in a conversation with the filmmaker or the talent.
Describe that. Why would that be so important, Thom?
Just to have conversations. Well, you know, after lots of times when you see a film, especially a film like a documentary, you know, you've got so many questions that you want to ask that And we're going to give people an opportunity to keep those conversations going.
The other thing that's interesting is I've seen some of your stuff on our partner, our sister station, NJTV. You were out there, were you out in Toronto doing some video after...
I was at the Sundance Film Festival,
Sundance.
And we did a bunch of spots for NJTV where we were interviewing filmmakers.
And the other thing that I know we're going to do, because we have a partnership with NJTV, we're going to grab some of the footage from the Montclair Film Festival. I know we're going to be airing it on NJTV as well, and our partner John Savidio as well, the general manager. Interesting. As I think about the film festival, how does a family, children of our family, all different ages, should we be looking for family films as well as films that my wife and I can see, and then films for the kids to see? What should we be looking for as we go on the website? What should we be doing?
Absolutely. Well, when you go to montclairfilmfest.org, you're going to see films for all tastes. You're going to see family films. There's some weekend matinee films that are, really meant to, bring out young people to and enjoy. And then there are films, at night that maybe leave the kids with a babysitter and come out and try something new.
Where will the films be shown? Not just outside, but also some of the theaters.
There's several different locations. The Claridge Cinema in Montclair, the Bellevue Cinema in Montclair. There's a couple events at Montclair State University.
Okay, and the other thing I'm real curious about, it's going to impact the community itself. A film festival impacts a community, the restaurants and the other social aspects of the town. How so?
Well, I think one of the things that's very exciting for us about this festival is it's really a festival by the community for the community. So, I mean, the second you have a film festival, there's a different energy being created as people come visit the town, get to know the restaurants, the shops. It really does have a very strong rejuvenating effect on a town.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Rafaela and I have been going for many years to the Traverse City Film Festival in Michigan.
Traverse City?
Traverse City, Michigan. This is a film festival that Michael Moore helped begin. It's been running for about 7 years now, and that film festival has transformed that town economically, artistically. It's a real inspiration for us.
And Sundance is, in many ways, on the map because of.
Hugely. I mean, Park City, Utah, which was a sleepy ski town, really gets transformed every year. The Telluride Film Festival in Colorado is another good example of small places that are really identified with film festivals.
Go ahead.
And one of our goals is, yes, it's a film festival by the community for the community, but we really hope Montclair becomes a destination film festival in the coming years. So people from outside of Montclair will come, spend a week, watch a bunch of movies, get to know the town.
And we should also let folks know that Montclair is very accessible to New York, from New York. And also every other location you can imagine. Mass transit is easy to get to. Montclair is easy to get to via mass transit. Rafaela and Thom, I want to thank you for joining us. The directors of the Montclair Film Festival. The website has been up the entire time. It is going to be May 1st through May 6th. And by the way, hopefully if you're seeing this show before that, you want to make sure you go. If you see it afterwards, that means you just check it out the next time. But I want to thank both of you for joining us. It's going to be a great event. And those of us who are part of the board, we look forward to a great event, and we know we brought in the right people. Folks, one-on-one, or in this case, one-on-two, we'll continue right after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you both.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Barnabas Health, Qualcare Inc., the law firm of Gibbons PC, Verizon Communications, and by TD Bank. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.